So what's happening to YouTube? Welcome to Itsjonjontv. And on today's video, it's kind of bittersweet because we're going to be talking about a Lakers legend, or watching a video about Lakers legend, the late, great Jerry West, aka the Logo. And for those of y'all that know anything about basketball, y'all know that Jerry West, he wasn't just a great player, all right? He's one of the, I'll say, top 15 players to ever play. He wasn't just that. He was a fantastic, franchise-altering type NBA executive, man. One of the best to ever do it whenever it comes to being an executive in the league. I'll say probably a better executive than he was a player. And that says a lot because he's a top 15 player. But being a Lakers fan, I must say that Jerry West had probably the biggest hand in pretty much curating the Showtime Lakers, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. You know, for those of y'all that know, Jerry West, he was the one that took a risk and took a high schooler, 18-year-old Kobe Bryant, whenever he made that trade to Charlotte. So bittersweet. Of course, we've been losing a lot of legends this year, man. We lost Bill Walton, a couple weeks ago. I never did a video on him, but we're losing a lot of legends, man. So let's try to give our flowers while we can, while they're still here. And it's the best thing we could do. So anyway, in today's video, we will be reacting to Jerry West's beef with the Lakers complicated his legendary history with a legendary franchise. Really excited to get into this video. For those of y'all that don't know, Jerry West, him and the Lakers, they didn't really see eye to eye, towards tail end of his historic career. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this reaction. All right, let's go.
For one of the NBA's most successful franchises, the Los Angeles Lakers have quite a lot of drama and palace intrigue in their history. Jerry West is perhaps the definitive LA Laker, a multi-decade, multi-level contributor to so much of that success. West is also, in his own words, rebellious, defiant, obsessive, and enigmatic. In 2022, West did an interview with The Athletic's Sam Amick. The occasion was the NBA's 75th anniversary team, of which West was an obvious member. West didn't take the opportunity to celebrate his career in LA, though. Instead, he said all this. Yeah, 60 years into their mutual history, the connection between a brilliant, complicated franchise and its brilliant, complicated star, the one with a statue outside the arena, was beef. Jerry West probably isn't the best Laker ever, but
Hey, and by the way, shout out to Secret Base, man. They have plenty of videos similar to this one where they talk about beef, and this is actually probably, I'll say, the biggest series that they provide on their channel about, players beefing with franchises or players beefing with other players or, etc., man. So great series. I actually watched plenty of their videos. I actually got a video. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at the top right, but I actually reacted to a video. I believe it's Kevin Garnett and Carmelo Anthony's beef. So check that out. Pretty good reaction. But let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Might be the most Laker ever. He played with Elgin and Wilt. He coached Kareem, built around Magic, signed Shaq, traded for Kobe. West's story is intertwined with nearly every glorious chapter of Lakers history. For most of that history, the Lakers were owned by one family, that of Jerry Buss. But West's Laker tenure actually predates the Busses. His relationship with the prior team owner, Jack Kent Cooke, previews our beef in several ways. Even though he was an incredibly productive, celebrated player, Jerry West regretted that he only won one championship late in his career, losing.
I don't know. Let's talk about that for a little bit, man. Because, a lot of people, they give LeBron flack for his record in the finals. But, Jerry West, back in the day, it was really tough for him to get it done. And he had Another great player that he played with Elgin Baylor. Later on in his career, he played with Will Chamberlain. That's where he got his championship. It was tough, man. When he was going against those Bill Russell Celtics, it was like inevitable that you was taking the L. And Jerry West took plenty. Most of those losses that he had in the finals came from Bill Russell and the Celtics. So does that put a tarnish on his legacy? I don't know. I mean, could he still, a top 15 player to ever play? But if he would have got the better of Russell and the Celtics, would he be higher on the list? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. If Jerry was to win, 2-3 more championships against those Celtics, would he be in the top 10 discussion? I don't know. Let me know. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
West regretted that he only won one championship late in his career, losing 7 NBA Finals, almost all of them to the Celtics before he finally got that ring in 1972. In his autobiography, released in 2011, West says he felt some resentment for Cook, the Lakers owner, because of disrespectful things he'd said and done during those defeats, as well as growing disconnect over issues like money and West's health. The point is, West retired as a player in 1974 on pretty bad terms with his boss. When West agreed to come back and coach the Lakers in '76, it was only after settling a lawsuit with Cook over whether the Lakers owed West a permanent job. This is all peculiar, but so are the Lakers, and so is Jerry West. That lawsuit surfaced an important conceptual component of our beef. Jerry West, Laker for life. A couple years into West's coaching tenure, 1979, another Jerry bought the Lakers, Jerry Buss.
Shout out to Jerry Buss. One of the greatest owners in sports history worldwide, in my opinion, personally. And you see, as soon as he took over, that's whenever the success started to roll in. The Showtime, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, they dominated whenever Jerry Buss was owner. Just saying. Hey, and what I'm starting to notice here too, man, it's a lot of Jerrys that's involved, man. It's a whole bunch of Jerrys, all right? But anyway, shout out to Jerry Buss and the Buss family. I'm a Lakers fan. I've been rocking with the Lakers, for a long time. So, as long as I've been alive, the Buss family has been running the Lakers. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
1979, another Jerry bought the Lakers, Jerry Buss. Even when he tired of coaching, West stayed with the Lakers as a consultant and scout. He enjoyed working for the new, ambitious team owner. When Buss tried to convince West to be head coach again, West instead passed that job to his old teammate, Pat Riley, and took over in yet another role, LA's general manager. In that position, West would finally lead LA to sustained glory. He had a hand in building both the Showtime Lakers and the Shaq Kobe Lakers, rosters that collected a lot more rings than West won as a player. Throughout,
that's what I'm saying, man. Like whenever I say what I said earlier in the video, in my opinion, Jerry West, he was a better executive than he was a player. And that says a lot because he was an outstanding player. This dude, he knew how to run a franchise, man. He knew how to get the right pieces in place. He's seen talent from a mile away. Cohesiveness is important whenever you're building a championship roster. That was kind of the demise with the Shaq and Kobe Lakers at the end. But at the beginning, Shaq was Kobe's biggest fan. Kobe was Shaq's biggest fan, vice versa. Jerry seen that. So, I don't know, man. W executive, I think. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Rosters that collected a lot more rings than West won as a player. Throughout their decades of success, Buss and West clashed over several personnel decisions and even over money, but they moved on. That dynamic is worth noting because it changed around the late 1990s. West was assembling the team that would eventually win 3 straight titles around Shaq and Kobe, but he didn't stick around to see it through because the process destroyed him emotionally. West has been open about his lifelong experience with depression. He writes in detail about his mental health and past trauma in the autobiography. And he was pretty open.
Boy, I could tell you that, hey. I can tell you that much. That depression, man, that's something else, bro. That is something else. If you deal with that and you going through that with your life and, man, sometimes work getting away and, man, sometimes, man, it eats at you a little bit, man, to where it kind of takes away from the love of what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult. And I know y'all be kind of seeing, like, I be going on, like, a little hiatus here and there. I'm consistent. I be dropping strong for a couple of weeks, and I just take off 10 days. That depression, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, be a little bit, so, but anyway, it's really important to take care of yourself, take care of your thoughts, your mental health and all that stuff, man. And, kind of seeing here, some of the stuff that's in this text right here, he had some real deep stuff going on, man. But anyway, take care of yourself, man. If you got to take time off, step away from a job, step away from, something that you're doing that you loved initially, but not getting love from. Just step back, man, regroup, and get your life in order, get your life in check, get therapy, whatever, man. But anyway, just had to say that because, I got to explain why I be kind of in and out sometimes, bro. I got a lot of stuff going on, So I see why Jerry West stepped away, just saying. But anyway, hey, enough about me. Back to the video.
His mental health and past trauma in the autobiography. And he was pretty open at the time, too, about how work was weighing on him. As early as the 97-98 season, West went on the record with candid descriptions of career burnout, stuff that kind of alarmed the people who were listening. Already, there was talk of West's second-in-command, Mitch Kupchak, stepping up to replace him. After settling some scores with Buss, West did sign a contract extension and remain in his post, but the work only hit him harder. In '99, it was the addition of Dennis Rodman, an absurd failure of a roster move that Buss pushed despite West's reservations. West was so worked up by April of that season that his wife Karen wrote a letter to Buss raising alarms about his employees' state of mind. The following season, the Lakers moved from the Forum in Inglewood to a new downtown arena, then known as the Staples Center. Jerry Buss visited his franchise less often in their new office. He was busy, I guess. And West writes that he once again felt a growing disconnect from his boss, and in that vacuum of communication, he felt underappreciated. The disconnect played out in one particularly humiliating incident. The prior season, the Lakers had traded for a big-time scorer.
I ain't gonna lie, that's tough though, bro. Because for me, I am a boss, so I could kind of relate. Like whenever it comes to like your time, the higher you move up the totem pole, the more your time is being divided. You gotta, put time here. You gotta put time here. Spread it out between multiple places. You got a lot of people coming to you, asking you for things, needing things from you, the whole nine. So it's tough being in Jerry Buss's position to actually give everybody the attention that they need. And that comes with growth sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it from Jerry West's perspective also. If we talked every day, every week, I don't know what the communication was, but if that all of a sudden goes from here to here, you will start feeling less important, like you're, I don't know, like just not important. I don't necessarily know another way to put it. So I can see it, but I can see it from both sides. So anyway, I'm just rambling. Let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Incident. The prior season, the Lakers had traded for a big-time scorer, Glenn Rice. Rice was worried at the time that a diminished role beside Shaq and Kobe might hurt his value. West soothed that concern by promising LA would decline an upcoming contract option and allow Rice to hit free agency. But come summertime, Jerry Buss said, nah, we're picking up that option. Rice is locked into his salary next season. Buss wasn't the one who made the promise and had no qualms about breaking it, to West's dismay. And in October of '99, at a meeting in Santa Barbara, West confronted Buss right in front of Rice and his agent. It was tense. In retrospect, West described this display of LA's, quote, distressing lack of communication as the moment he started to sour on the franchise he had loved for 40 years. It wasn't just Jerry and Jerry, though. Two of Buss's adult children, Jeannie and Jim, had joined the family business. Jeannie followed her father's footsteps on the money side of things, taking over as the Lakers' VP of Business Ops. That would eventually matter, beef-wise, and so would this. The Lakers made an outside hire in '99. Phil Jackson, former finals rival of Jerry West, recent coach of the dynastic Chicago Bulls. Just like in Chicago, Phil helped the Lakers win titles. Just like in Chicago, Phil bristled at management. West tells of Jackson throwing him out of the locker room and generally being cold and disrespectful. Unlike in Chicago, Phil was dating an executive. He and Jeannie Buss became boyfriend-girlfriend during that first season as co-workers. Jerry Buss didn't mind. Jerry West did. So here you had a...
First of all, shout out to Phil Jackson. And not for reasons you may think, okay? I am a Jackson myself. Phil Jackson may be my long-lost cousin, perhaps, but he is the greatest coach in sports history. I think he has the most titles in any profession. I may be wrong. I don't know. Fact check me. Let me know in the comments. But, you know, he got a lot of rings. He won one as a player, I believe. 6 with the Bulls. You know, he got 5 with the Lakers. You know, I think he got 12 altogether. I'm just saying, dude know how to win. Clearly, on and off the court. Because Jeannie Buss, man, you know, just saying. But anyway, like I said, shout out to Phil. That's my coach. All right. He did mess up the Knicks. He screwed them up pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. He did. But him being stuck and stubborn and like, hey, nah, we running this triangle offense. You know, Tex Winners, you know, just listening to him as a mentor or whatever, got him all those championships. It was a system that nobody could replicate. They'll probably never be duplicated again. But it put him on the top of Mount Rushmore of coaches, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
Jerry West did. So here you had a precarious love and beef arrangement. The technical term is beef saucilies, that only deepened the misery of West's workdays. And then there's the other Buss kid in the office. Jim Buss was less about business, more about team building. Jim's dad tasked West and Kupchak with mentoring his son in the ways of basketball ops. Jim Buss was a bit of a noob, but by all accounts, West took the mentorship seriously enough that whenever he was ready to step down, both Kupchak and Jim could take over team management. That day came in August 2000, soon after the first Shaq-Kobe title. The pressure had become unbearable, and West writes that he was tired of being the sore spot in the brain trust. It wasn't a terrible shock, given how Jerry had been talking for a couple years. And West didn't go far. He hung around as a consultant to Kupchak and Jim Buss. This was the shock. In 2002, West got hired as lead executive of the Memphis Grizzlies. Instead of fading into the background as a Laker for life, West re-entered the spotlight for a hopeful conference rival. LA tipped their caps to the departing legend, but it felt really weird. Years passed at a distance. West won an award for building the lowly Grizzlies into a real team. Jeannie remained in charge of LA's business. Jim handled more and more of the basketball, receiving a title promotion in 2005. Meanwhile, the Lakers stalled out in the 2004 finals, fell apart, and then endured 3 straight seasons of mediocrity. By 2007, Kobe Bryant was openly angling for West to come back and help run the Lakers again. Or else.
As he should. As he should. Kobe was about to dip if they didn't get him a star player. If they didn't get him a guy that could put talent around him. No disrespect to Mitch Kupchak. I mean, he's pretty decent. But, you know, Jerry West was that dude. He know how to build teams. All right, I'm just saying.
For West to come back and help run the Lakers again. Or else. West didn't want to undermine his old friends Jim and Mitch, though. He left Memphis, laid low for a few years, then took another Western Conference resurrection job with the Golden State Warriors. That one turned out pretty well. But even while working elsewhere, West retained personal connections to the Lakers. For one thing, his son, Ryan West, had risen up the ranks of the Lakers scouting department. And Jerry kept in touch with Jim Buss, even writing him a letter of encouragement during tough times. He really had his former mentees back. In 2011, the Lakers put up a statue in Jerry West's honor. At this point, you might rightfully ask, beef over? Did it even begin? Whatever problems Jerry West had with Jerry Buss and the Lakers organization sure look resolved in photos like these, and West has written about resolving differences with his old boss. For tensions to inflame anew between West and the Lakers, the franchise needed a new boss and new in-house beef. In 2012, LA's brain trust, Jim Buss among them, strongly considered hiring Phil Jackson as coach for a third time, and then shockingly pivoted to Mike D'Antoni. Didn't go well. Jeannie, who was still dating Phil at the time, felt stabbed in the back by her own brother. In 2013, Lakers patriarch Jerry Buss died at the age of 80. 6 Buss.
Hey, man. I remember this like crazy, all right? Like it was yesterday. Jeannie Buss had to make that move. She had to make that move. Jim was messing up. He was messing up the bag. He was messing up the roster, giving players money that didn't deserve the money, just saying. And Jeannie said, Jim, you're my brother, I love you, but be gone. Because Jerry Buss knew who had the smarts, who would not let his legacy be tarnished, thrown away, balled up, trashed, crapped on. Jeannie was that one, just saying. But hey, R.I.P. Jerry Buss.
Lakers patriarch Jerry Buss died at the age of 80. 6 Buss children inherited equal shares in the team. And on top of her ownership stake, Jeannie succeeded her father as team governor, meaning she had ultimate oversight of business and basketball. And the team was struggling, which is to say Jeannie became Jim's boss and Jim's department was in kind of bad shape. 4 losing years later, Jeannie fired her brother.
Be gone, Jim. Adios, amigos. It needed to happen. It did.
4 losing years later, Jeannie fired her brother. There was a lawsuit. There was a restraining order, an attempted coup. It was very ugly. Jeannie replaced Jim with a front office of Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka. West didn't get a call, ostensibly since he was still with Golden State. However, West left the Warriors in 2017 and wished he'd had the opportunity to return to Los Angeles, which he actually did with the LA Clippers. Awkward. In 2019, Magic abruptly resigned as Lakers executive. Again, there was a push to bring back Jerry. Again, Jeannie Buss didn't even contact him. This time, West said he wasn't interested anyway. West insisted he didn't dislike the team, but he detected some hostility from the other side. Before that summer of 2019, you could chalk up any animus to old stuff. Maybe West's history with Phil and Jeannie, who had since separated. Maybe West's closeness with Jim Buss, who Jeannie had alienated. That may have been enough beef for Jeannie to keep a supposed Laker for life at arm's length. Either way, in July 2019, Jerry put one more coal in the fire that we didn't learn about until later. That summer, Jeannie's Lakers and Jerry's Clippers pursued free agent superstar and LA native.
Ooh, boy, Jerry got a W on this one, man. Oh, Not gonna lie to you, man. I love Jerry West. All right, I love Jerry West. I do. He's a Laker. He has my support, except whenever he fleeced us. We swore up and down, oh man, Kawhi about to join LeBron James in Los Angeles. Already had AD, you know. Hey, I'm like, hey, we looking good. We back. Big three. The road got to go through us. And guess what? It's midnight. Not turn on Sports Center. Kawhi Leonard to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the Clippers, our city rival. Who's the mastermind behind that? Jerry West. Every year, the Clippers were favored to be the favorites coming out the West, to be the ones to permanently end the reign of the Golden State Warriors, in which Jerry West was an executive for and helped build that roster. So this right here was a nail in the coffin, in the beef for sure. Solidifying Jerry West saying, hey, a big old screw you to the LA Lakers. This was the move. But anyway, man, hey, we don't have too much longer in the video, man. I just had to say that this was one of the few times where I was a little bit mad at Jerry West. I'm like, man, Jerry, why you did me like that, Jerry? Why you did us Lakers fans like that, Jerry? You a Laker for life. And we're still paying for this to this day. But anyway, back to the video.
Kawhi Leonard. Jerry's team won the recruiting battle, and in its aftermath, West got sued by someone who said they helped broker Kawhi's Clipper deal. During those legal proceedings in late 2020, this voicemail found its way to TMZ.
I heard this morning that everyone over in the Lakers camp think they're going to get him. I find that hard to believe that he would want to go to that shit show.
The voice in that clip, allegedly calling the Lakers a shit show, allegedly sounds a lot like Jerry West. Jeannie Buss never returned fire at that insult, but it didn't feel to Jerry like a coincidence.
I mean, is he lying though? Is he lying though? I mean, hey, because we could talk about something else here, all right? Danny Hurley, which I've spoken about Danny Hurley, in my opinion on Danny Hurley in a previous video, okay? He is the best coach in college basketball right now, okay? D-Man, the top dog, the head honcho, back-to-back national champion. Brilliant mind coming from the Hurley family. This man turned down double the money. Double the money. Same term of years. Because he did not want to go to the crap show, allegedly. That's saying a lot about the Lakers. That's saying a lot about the coach killer who is LeBron James, who I am a fan of. I am, but I wouldn't want to coach him. Do I really have control? Is it really my team? If he don't like me, he's getting me out of there? And now my reputation is tarnished? Just saying. So I don't think Jerry West is really wrong saying that the Lakers is a crap show. Because we are. And we have been since the bubble year. But anyway, like I said, hey, we ain't got too much longer. But I got to say, that's my opinion. Jerry West wasn't wrong. Just saying.
Buss never returned fire at that insult, but it didn't feel to Jerry like a coincidence when his son's career in the Lakers scouting department hit a dead end that same year. Nor did it feel like a coincidence when his wife received a text out of the blue saying their family would no longer have reserved seats at Laker games. Nor when Jeannie, challenged on a podcast to name the top 5 Lakers ever, left Jerry off her list. West was very, very offended by that omission. Which brings us to that 2022 interview. Over 60 years into his NBA career, a supposed Laker for life with a statue outside their arena said he felt like a piece of trash, that he had a horrible relationship with the team, and that maybe he should have played somewhere else where he was more appreciated. It's a shame that such an important individual in Lakers history could feel so at odds with the franchise. But maybe it makes perfect sense. For all their glory, the Lakers have been a pretty messy franchise. It stands to reason that a guy who helped engineer that glory would also be a big part of the mess. Maybe in Lakerland, you can't have one without the other.
Shout out to Secret Base, man. Fantastic video, as in every video that they ever drop, in my opinion. All they drop is fire. I hope and I aspire to reach their level one day, with how they actually curate a video, put it together, the whole nine. But anyway, here's my take. Please stick around to the end. Most people click off to this point. Stick around to the end. As a Lakers fan, my entire life, right? We did Jerry West dirty. We did, especially toward the end. And that was very, very petty of Jeannie to do all that stuff. And I don't really think as much beef really from Jerry's side. Jerry was just doing what he did best. If I'm on a team, right, as an executive, I got to give 100% to that team that I work for, that company that I work for, the whole nine. I got to give them my best. Kawhi Leonard, he was the top dog. He was the big fish, and everybody wanted him, especially us, the Lakers. We did. Jerry West did what he had to do. The Lakers at that time was a crap show. We still are a crap show. We can't even get the best college coach in basketball. You know what I'm saying? We can't even get him. We talking about, which I got love for JJ Redick, by the way, but we talking about a television analyst being a head coach. That's a lot of dysfunction there, okay? Jerry West is one of the greatest minds in sports, in the history of sports. Fantastic player, fantastic executive. He should not have passed away for a team that he gave half of his life to, more than half of his life to. He shouldn't have passed away thinking, man, I feel like a piece of trash. I feel like everything that I've done is not valued. All the decades that I've given to this franchise, and I'm not even considered to be on the top 10? The Mount Rushmore? You're naming a coach in my place? He shouldn't have had to live with that. And for the West family, you're in our prayers. For me, I'd like to offer my respects to Jerry West, to that family. It was a tough day losing the logo. And he is definitely one of the most underappreciated, underrated players in the history of the game. Superstar talent. And he should have been treated better than how he was treated. But anyway, that concludes this video. Appreciate y'all sitting through this. I ramble, I know I do. Some people say I talk too much, but hey, this is my channel. This is the way I react to videos. If you don't like it, they got other people that do the same thing I do. I hope you enjoy their content, but hey, I talk. I react and I give my take. This is like a podcast. We talk. So anyway, check out one of these other videos. I think you're gonna like it if you like this one. Let me know down in the comments what you want to watch next, what you want to react to next. See you in the next video. Love you. Peace.